So, good noon, everyone. John and Robert. So, this is a recorded video naman, kaya for those who
Good afternoon,
cannot,
ma'am.
good afternoon. For those who cannot attend in the Zoom, although yung attendance yun naman ay hindi talaga, uy, may pa si Robert asa ka shopping mall. Ay, dili, asa na, imuhang warehouse. Makamute ka. Naka sa office. Okay.
Ay, nako sa office, ma'am.
So, sa ano mo ka no? Sa DA ka no? DA ba to? Okay, so for this session, i-mute na ka kakisaba yung background. So for this session,
Hindi,
we
ma'am,
are...
ako sa JNP, ma'am.
Ay, o tama.
Sa JNP.
GMP. Sorry, nakalimot ko. So for this session, we are just going to discuss the coverage. Kasi last time, it's araw ng Davao holiday sa scheduled class na to. So, by the way, okay lang ba sa inyo na every 12 noon ta mag-meet instead of evening? Working lunch lang mo, no? Kira?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So,
Yes, ma'am. Okay lang, ma'am.
Okay. For those naman na hindi ka makamit for the noon naman, like this time, pwede raman i-view lang itong recorded video nga i-post na ako and then i-screenshot lang para na may additional point, no? But it's not really part sa inyong grading system. As I have said, ang inyong attendance is just additional point. So again, for this session, for those who cannot join, we're going to talk about the course outline. And in this course outline, we shall discuss the different topics. Hindi ko pa na-post yung course guide all in all, but I'm still making it actually, pero I'm just using one book in animal nutrition, the 7th edition of ito nga sila, no? Sila Donald, McDonald, and so on, et al. Okay, so these are the following topics, no? And part 1 and part 2 are actually the prelim coverage. So part 1, we have components ng foods, the animal and its food, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, and nitrogenous compounds. So we are going to study their structures, no? Mga more on biochemistry ito, no? And we are also going to study the vitamins and minerals, and of course their structures and various descriptions and uses. So, and the second part is in prelim is the digestion and metabolism of these nutrients. So, paano ba sila na-digest sa animal system, sa animal body? Now, so we use enzymes, and the different enzymes involved, the classification, nomenclature, and so on. At saka, paano ba na-digest using enzymes, no? Aside from when the animals started to chew the food, and then with the action of enzymes and some microbes, so what happens next? And under this also is the metabolism, no? How energy, protein are being metabolized, no? In used up by the body. And fat is synthesized as well as carbohydrates. So those are the prelim coverage exam. So actually, I don't do na, meron akong one final exam for all in the end, pero hopefully maibigay ko siya sa inyo in the middle. before mag-end. And although meron talaga tayong schedule for prelim, midterm, pre-finals, and finals na exams for you to also have a unstable daw akong internet pastilan. So, kanina pa nino mo, ganing nag-phone ko kanina na transfer lang ko dari. So, for actually for the schedule of your payment as also, and as we have discussed before, nag-discuss na ba ta before about grading system? Not yet.
Not yet.
Wala, no? Ano lang ta ka ng getting to know pa ta, no? Kasi it's our first time in the class, no? Me as your instructor. So, by the way, kasi course outline lang kasi ito ang course guide, hindi ko pa natapos, i-post ko later. So sa course sa ating course requirements, of course, yung paper quizzes, these are equal lang sa tanan, no? 35%. And then yung exams ninyo, kasi one final exam lang mo, 35 items, i-send ko mamaya not mamaya talaga, later sa inyong paper essay, and also yung laboratory ninyo, which also I'm going to send in the paper essay. So sa inyong laboratory, that's all 35%, which is pili dahil 35, so 70s, and ang isa 30% lang ang paper quizzes, no? And sometimes ginaipon na lang po na ako ang paper quizzes and exam. So hi Sian. So at this point we are actually talking about, screenshot ko lang ha, about our course outline. Yes. So those are the prelim topics and the midterm topics, starting with part 3 and part 4. So in part 3, we have quantifying the nutrient contents of foods, digestibility, energy, and protein value. So ito yung mga topics, digestibility, evaluation of foods, energy content. So by the way, Highway, I'll be doing some of the lectures, and also, since ilan nga kayo? 16 kayo, no? Hi, okay. Nagsakay daw siya. Gikan pa mag-test da. So, when kano sa mga mag-start? Okay, so ano lang ha, tubag lang if ever. So, yeah, and that is also included in here are the digestibility, evaluation of foods, energy content, and energy value of food. So, and evaluation ng food in terms of crude protein and so on. So, maraming topics yan. And you are, I guess, 16 in the, more than 16 in the class. So, and the second part is in the midterm is the part 4, the nutrition requirements of animals. So I'll be doing the first few topics, and as early as now, you choose one topic that you can discuss as part of your participation in the class, no? One of your laboratory or requirement. So aside from not really laboratory, kasi iba yung laboratory. So we might be doing in your laboratory, para hindi ko pa tapos pala na sorry. So in your laboratory guide ninyo, I will just send it in your paper essay. So as a whole, you'll be doing a visit in since we are talking about animal nutrition, so feed meals, no, not only farms, we could visit farms, no, in collaboration also with your other animal major teacher, si Sir Jun Panya. So pwede mo makipag-ano sa iya ha, ako po siyang inform if ever we're going to somewhere, no? And last time kasi we went to Samal kina Clark, and kilala niyo naman si Clark, 'di ba? Guanzo. And also we went to Maragusan, no? Kasi meron din akong meron I see Argel, no? Lamunan. So taga dun siya, and siya yung nag-guide sa amin. So we visited there, and they are actually just buying some animal feed stuff, no? And mas maganda talaga maka-visit tayo ng pwedeng mag-accept sa atin ng mga farm na they're creating their own feeds and also doing their own feed stuff as or organic ba perhaps, no? And ano pa, or somewhere, no? You will just decide later. That's for your laboratory, field visit, or pwede rin individual tayo. You can have, kasi hindi naman talaga lahat tayo is required for the field visit or field trip. You can have it in your own convenience or your own pace or time. In your own resources. For example, you have your own sino ba dito sa inyo ang may mga alagang hayop? Si Yan, John. Naamoy mga bakahan dara, basi mga sundero mo? Or si Robert ba?
Wala, ma'am.
Wala.
Akong mga kuan lang, ma'am, na ay baka binuhi pero duha ra ka buok.
Oy.
Yan na mga manok ako.
40 mil na. Hinay-hinay eh. Diba ang baka? So, sagbot lang magudgud, no? Kung baka ba? Tama ba, Robert?
Yes, ma'am, na may feeds, ma'am, pero sila, ma'am, sagbot lang yung napakaon nila.
Nasa baka. Kasi, basta, lang someday, ha? And, mas maganda kasi kay, like, for example, taga-asa mo, taga Davao City mo, wala may hayop dari. No, mga taong hayop siguro na, pero walang kahayop-hayop mo nang we really need to go to somewhere that we can, mga feed meals siguro daan, no, sa I have some mga kilala or friends na working in mga BMEG, so I don't know kung they can accommodate. In fact, gana sila, no? Naga-sponsor na sila if there are activities. So, kamo, nakatry na mo, o ka ng sponsorship nila sa mga, mga feed company before sa inyong agri-day dere?
Wala pa, ma'am.
Wala. So, pwede na sila actually, no? I-remind lang ko para matap to na ako ang classmate before. So anyway, yun yung laboratory ninyo, and part po sa inyong exam perhaps is oral presentation or requirement. Dito na siyang part since it's not really quiz. Paper quiz is 30%, so 35% exam ninyo og kanang reporting kaning if you can choose topic here that you can report, like dili not necessarily talaga gagawa na kayo ng PowerPoint, but if you really would deem to, kasi third year na mo, diba, dapat naanamoy ka ng confidence and pogi points para mag-present. Like for example, kanino gamiton lang nato ni ang Quipper, not necessarily na kung namoy dagdag ng mga animation like photos or videos or presentation na naka-PowerPoint, pwede po, no, the better as part of your requirement. No. And if you fail naman to present, like kasi there are cases like that also. So ang mangyayari is that kung ano yung nakuha ninyo sa exam, yun lang talaga, no? Ang coverage ninyo. And if ever, but mas malaki pa ang grade niyo kung nakapag-present kayo ng reports like for this topic. But in this topic, no, pumili na kayo sa midterm lang mo mag-start. Ako na bahala sa prelim, no? And so under this, still under midterm, so going back ha, so kabalon, dali raman to memorize ang inyong mga requirements. So kung unsa lay ma-receive ninyo sa Quiper, mora pod na, no? So in here, sa nutrient requirements of animals, so meron tayong mga feeding standards. So yung mga nutrient requirements, so gina-compute na siya actually, no? Like even sa dog, 'di ba? I have a friend of mine na dati ko ding student na karon naga-breeding na siya for dog, no? For puppet, no? Tama ba? And even kanang bakti na siya, no, baboyan. Kasi kung fattening daw, dako daw gasto, dakong maintenance, and gamay ra ang tubok. Whereas kung magpaano lang ka, kanang paanay lang ka, no, baktin ra. So napulo ka baktin, like for example 3 mil na siya, 'di ba, ang baktin. And then you have in one anakan, so you have times 3,000. So nanakay 3,000 times 10. O, 'di ba? Kumikita ang kabuhayan ka na. So, ang i-maintain lang nimo ang pagkaon sa anay. But then you have to be of course skilled sa pagpaanak kanang imuhang caretaker or ikaw mismo as caretaker, 'di ba? And AI maybe, no, artificial insemination or magpaupa. So ang inyong breeding is under surgeon pa niya na siya. So eto nga, feeding standards, for reproduction, so iba-iba na siya actually og kanang mga requirements. And in lactation, mga voluntary intake of food. We also have what we call mga ad libitum, diba? So those are the midterm coverages. So sa part 5 naman, which is the finals, the nutritional characteristic of foods na. So we have mga grass and forage crops, anong meron dito, mga silages, anong mga components ng hay, and so on, root tubers, cereals, and grains, and protein concentrates, as well as food additives, kitong mga antibiotics, probiotics. So these are a lot of topics. So ang ginamin ako na nga topic like halimbawa number 23 ko, halimbawa si John, no, you are very interested in protein concentrates. So hindi ko kasi na-upload ko actually yung ang the whole book, pero di ko harapod daw kay kung ano man gud i-send lang na ako siguro siya. I don't know kung ma-send ba na ako sa inyo. But you can actually search the whole book. Itong animal nutrition, no? Pwede niyo i-search tong title niya kani. I-send na lang ako sa group chat pala. Pastelan. Naglisod-lisod ako. And the last part is animal products and human nutrition. So those are the final topics. So mataas actually siya na coverage. So this is 25 meetings, requires 25 meetings, and we only have 18 meetings, no? So most of these are actually extra own time, no? So, and you can choose something to present. If ever wala na tayo time para mag-meet, then you can just record your parang presentation ba, kunuhay, i-record ninyo, and you send it to me through the through, kung wala pa may YouTube channel, or kasi 3 minutes lang ang pwede ma-send sa sa Facebook. So Google Drive most probably, no, sa inyong Google Drive, send niyo sa tawag doon sa email, 25 MB ra po siya, no? So very lang, short and summarize. So these are all the topics from prelim to finals. Do you have any concerns, clarifications, or questions? So update lang ko na si set. Wait lang na ako, ha? ang ating screenshot. So now may questions or clarification. So since late ta og kanang isa ka meeting and since kuan kanang supposedly kani nga mga topics is katuning first meeting nato and then nagating to know ta and then na-miss nato. So supposedly last week. So dali lang maning questions, true or false lang na tanan ang questions. So you just answer, no? This is 30% of your grade ang paper. So let's proceed immediately kung napabatay time. This is just 14 slides lang naman, no? Components of foods. The animal and its food. So, but before we start natin mga pangutana or clarification. Napa ba may gusto na mahibalaan besides sa topic na akong gi-present? Anyone?
Wala na din.
Wala na. So, di na mo gusto
None so far, ma'am.
Di na mo gusto dugangan sa kadaghan na ba naman, no? Murag daghan-daghan na gani siya actually. So, very short lang ni the animal and its food, no? So unsa man gyud food nato sa animals, no? Depende kasi ang animals kasi could be as ruminant, small ruminant or ruminant and what we call it, simple entity na mga animals. So pag sinabi nating ruminant animals, yun yung pwedeng kumain ng mga grasses or ng mga cellulose or full of kanang fiber kasi sila lang ang naay for stomach na maka-digest. So have you already encountered that in your lessons, yung mga ruminant stomach? Na mo ana? Master na
Yes,
ninyo?
ma'am. Ay, dili pa master pero
na-take up na ninyo. So unsa kay to atong mga ruminants for compartments sa ruminant stomach? We have omasum, abumasum, diba? Okay, yung mga ganon. So ato lang nang i-review kasi kung mag-board exam pod mo, part yun na siya sa board exam. So these are the different components of the food of the animal. So kailangan talaga tubig, no? Water. But like for humans, no, we always thought na kanang after eating we immediately need water, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Kinsa mo kaon diri nga dili mo inog tubig? Wala katatanan, 'di ba? But then it's not really necessary na pagkaunin mo dahil og food like when you have your breakfast, dinner, no, and lunch, dapat mo inom siya kada tubig, no. In fact, most of the Germans believe na dili ka dapat mo inom og tubig later na, no, after an hour for example, no, not immediately kasi ma-mix man siya dayon, no? So
After 15 minutes din.
yes, yan. Ikaw po, after 15 minutes pa ka may ng tubig, nga naman. Nga naman, ikaw, imo yun ang gina-practice?
Oo.
Wow, no? But then, usay mo kung matukan ka, of course, you need water, no? So, it's case-to-case basis. So, it's kanang, the reason behind that is that yung digestion, no? Kasi pag naay tubig, no, ma-mix din siya. In fact, even kanang magkaon ka og meat versus vegetable. So unsay unahon nimo dapat, ang meat o ang vegetable? or fruits? Ano sa'yo dapat unahon? Food
Ang
science,
meat din.
ha?
Meat, no?
Meat ang unahon. I'm sorry, Robert, pero ang unahon jud dapat ay katong dali ra ma-digest, no? Like fruits and vegetables. So dali ra kay na we are less than 24 hours ma-digest na siya sa atong stomach. But when you eat meat, especially beef, pork, no? Dugay kay na siya. Kung kana pong mga ano kanang mga kambing, no? Especially mukaon kag sana siya kinilaw. It will take 3 to 5 days para ma-digest. So, later gina nimo siya kaunon kay mabaho na siya mo nang baho kay mong tae mo na. No? So, but going back to animals, so usually yung mga grass and hay are part of their diet na. So, they have, of course, they are herbivores. When you say herbivores, they are plant eaters, no? That this includes the ruminants, horses, or although horse is also a large small animals, and rabbits and guinea pigs, no? And there are also animals na omnivores, no? Which eat all types of food, whether plants or animals, no? Even pig or poultry, no? So ano na sila mga omnivores. So naapoy uban na carnivores. Carne dili na siya carnivores like dog and cat. But naa ba may dog na vegetarian and cat na vegetarian? Kaon nagilig sila kanon, no? Sa mo ang mukaon sila kanon. So naa sila pagka omnivores food. So those are but basically they really eat meat, no? So they are carnivores. And mga major classes of animal, these are major classes based sa ilahang food requirement or ranges of foods that are preferable to them. So but then nowadays we have a lot of ganang dog food or cat food ba kunuhay yung mga ganon, no? And feed mix for swine and poultry, no? Nanatay mga kanang starter, booster, may nana, finisher. So usually, so we only have 10 minutes left. Usually we have plant products, no, as part of food animals, like fish meal and milk. Limited lang siya, but and then since animals are naturally have they have for kuan lang ha sa mga babies, they have feeding we have mammary glands. They have mammary glands for feeding for milk purposes, no, for the nutrition. Since the same with animals, yung colostrum is also serve as a nutrients para sa mga young animals para sila healthy, no, against diseases, yung antibiotic. And plants are able to synthesize, no, like carbon dioxide in the air and inorganic elements in the soil, and also part ng only plants can do the photosynthesis or their own food making process, and where animals and higher animals, even humans, na magdepend sa plants. So these are actually the main components ng food. Water, dry matter, and could be organic, inorganic. So when we say organic, they are classified as, of course, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, and organic acids and vitamins. While mga inorganic na mga minerals, kasi we have, let's say, vitamin C, iron, yun yung mga minerals. And in your biochemistry, diba, yung mga walang carbon base na mga tawag doon, na mga substances or elements in your in your, ang sige tawag anak, kanang, in your, kanang, basta kanang atong, sa, gani, sa chemistry. So, kanang mga elements sa chemistry.
Table.
Yeah, sorry. Sian. Thank you, Sian. Ang periodic table na to is mag-ibalan ko din mo dara kung asa mga organic and inorganic. So, lahat ng mga carbon base ay actually tinatawag nating organic, and this includes the following as I have mentioned. No? So, update ko lang yung ating attendance. Okay, yes. Okay, so do you have any questions along the way? So we talk about water first. So we all know that water is a universal solvent, and then our body contain, of course, sige lang kung our animal maganda. So the animal body contain water, but it usually differ from animals to animals and from different stages and ages of animals. So for example, ang newborn na siya 750 to 800 grams per kilogram water, and mubaba na siya as it matures along the way, like 500 grams per kilograms kung mature na ang fat animal. So this is a universal knowledge na mas daghan og tubig kung baby, mas bata pa ka kaysa tigulang na ka, no? And it's really very vital to life yung water. In fact, you can sustain life up to 30 days, tama ba ko? Correct me if I'm wrong. 30 days ba? Or 15 or 7 days lang? 15 days, 14 days without food. But without water, you cannot, diba? Tama ba ko? So, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Sian. Seth. Tama, no? So, up to,
Tama, tama. Tama.
Up to 30 days, diba? Na tao nga nabuhi without food. Only water. Yes. So, as long as nakakay tubig, no? And if you will die, no? And our animal will die if deprived of water than deprived of food, as I have said. So, water, ano bang function niya sa body? As solvent, no? I-dissolve niya ang nutrients. So, pag walay water, so, sa pagka-absorb sa nutrients nato. And then, kanang mga waste product nato nagikaon through digestion, dili po nato pwede ma-excrete without water, no? So, and a lot of chemical reactions, like for enzyme, for example, in the hydrolysis, are involved with water, no? And especially kung as we need also water to cool down, to heat up, diba? Something like that. So these are all the functions of water in evaporation and from lungs and skin. So in the regulation of our body temperature, of animal temperature. So these are in the metabolic water, no? Yung ating drinking water is metabolic water. So we all know that water is H2O, no? Hydrogen and 2 oxygen. Hydrogen, 2 oxygen. And these are, and sometimes metabolism occur with the oxidation ng hydrogen-containing organic nutrients. So, si Albert nag-message, di pa na ako ma-open. So, and sa mga food naman, usually, may water content sila na 60 grams per kilograms. No? Over some root crops, 900 grams per kilograms, and so on. So, this in this table, you can see the water content and the carbohydrate, the lipid, protein, and the ash. No, naka-ano na siya in fresh basis and dry matter. Of course, pag dry na siya, zero water na talaga siya. Pero sometimes actually, no, like you will know, nakatry na mo og dry og kanang mga leaves or kanang anything. Gidry ninyo through oven. kanang dili pud mapagod ha. Na may uban na air dry, no? Like mag-dry mo og kanang flowers for ornamental or for my god, 3 minutes na lang ta. So before ta mag-end, update lang sa nako atong attendance. So like for example, pag sa feeds, no, 10% dry, sana pa nga na, moisture content pa man na sila. Not totally dry, pero night time na zero na talaga yung water and the different carbohydrate contents. So you just mag-decrease siya, of course, no? In terms of grams per kilogram. So sa plants naman, no, greater pud ang water content, no, than older plants. And so wala namang no, unless malumos ka, wala namang evidence na too much water is bad, no, or it can be harmful to any animals. So the dry matter and its components. So anong meron sa dry matter once na dry mo na siya? So still, kanina nakita natin sa table, no? Na these are just explanation of the table, ha? So i-short ko na kasi we are running out of time. Less than 1 minute na lang ta, and anytime cut off na niya siya, and then we'll see each other next week na naman. So as you can see here, ning taas siya in terms of gram per kilogram, no? Diba, tanan siya na carbohydrates, lipid, protein, ash, no? So tanan na ana siya, and ning taas siya in terms of gram per kilogram. And for water, of course, nag-decrease siya. So paano ba natin ina-analyze yung mga food, yung mga component niya? So tinatawag nating proximate analysis of food. So when you say proximate, so actually this device has been discovered by German scientists Henneberg and Stoneman over 100 years ago na, actually, no? But since kasi ako minor ko food science, so kaning proximate analysis murag ka ng Bible na yun ako ni. So in this pala, lahat ng mga contents in all parts of the animals nakalagay dito, and